Yeah, happy to get the win. Any win, obviously in this league is a great win. I thought we guarded relatively well. Gave up a little bit too much dribble penetration. Second half was reminiscent a little bit of the Seton Hall game. Thought we did a really bad job on their two young guys today. They both hurt us. Especially to start the second half there, losing Taylor for those threes when we started so well. Gave them life there. But I played well enough to win comfortably. Did some good things. But we're going to have enough ammunition when we break this thing down and travel to Indiana tomorrow, where we're going to have this group's full attention, because we could have played better, particularly finishing at the rim. Just didn't get enough. Just didn't have enough guys play good that are good players.
Yeah, isn't it an advantage to play them again so quickly and learn from what you did right, what you did wrong, and get right back out there?
This is uncharted territory here. I don't know how these things are going to feel. Obviously, going on the road, and Hinkle's a tough place to play. It's a fun place to play. If you love the game, the history. But I don't. I'm just going to focus on what we watch on film and making the corrections that are appropriate. Here I just thought the transition, just not being able to finish plays in transition has hurt us through the year. And we've got to do a better job with that. Just missed so many shots at the rim today. It was frustrating at times. But we played really, really hard. And and then the defensive glass continues to be, those like long rebounds, free throw rebound, stuff like that. Like teams that could be for a championship, they don't do that.
Can you talk about how valuable it is to have Andre playing like he is right now? Fourth game in double-figure scoring in a row. His first career double-double.
Yeah, he's in his second year. He's got tremendous talent. As a freshman, he wasn't ready. We played him when we could play him to get him the experience and have that going into his summer, so he understood where he needed to grow and develop, and the fruits of that labor is just beginning to show itself. But he's got another level that he can take his game to. It's great to see him get rewarded with the made threes, because he's in the gym as much as anyone I've ever seen. Him and Adama.
Can this help Jordan? He's been a little bit of a bump offensively, getting on the track a little bit.
Big for Jordan today, I thought, just to get the 17 minutes to produce. To have some good moments in there, and I think that's big. Our bench production is what gives us a chance to be, a potential contender in this league. If we're not getting that type of, production, then we're not as formidable. So, I love what Tyler's doing for us. Get Jordan going, and it would be huge just to have those two wing weapons on the bench. But Jordan, if he stays with it, will have the bump that just got to keep getting better.
With Andre shooting, is it? I know you said he put a lot of work in this summer. Are you pleasantly surprised with how he's shooting from three this season? I think he leads the team now. And is it fair to characterize his shot as a little unorthodox but yet effective?
Yeah, I guess, and I don't want to critique his form, because he does have good rotation and he's got good arc, and he's not shooting a knuckleball. And then his mechanics. He's made some slight adjustments with those. He's not shooting as much as a pure jump shot as he did last year, which is fine because people are giving him space. But Yeah, I mean, it's just great to see a guy who works as hard as he works and who just kind of trusted us through a tough freshman year. That not going the way he thought that would go, to kind of just stick with us, trust us, and now you start to see a guy emerge.
I know everybody knows Andre's athletic, but are you even surprised at some of the things he can do and how high he jumps? Obviously, that tip dunk is nearly extremely impressive.
No, it's sick. The thing with Andre is he was able to dunk so much as a high school player. With his high school program, he played. It was like it was a constant highlight. Like he didn't have to develop finishes and nuance around the basket, but he's starting to figure that piece out, and that makes him a very, very dangerous man as he understands how to get to the rim and develop different creativities, with how to finish in there.
Yeah, so Isaiah Whaley, he started off the game but got into foul trouble early, letting a cook come in. How important is it for guys to come off the bench and fill the necessary role, seeing a Cook play 22 minutes coming off the bench and Whaley played only 9?
Yeah, I mean, some of our better players struggled today. Isaiah struggled. Tyree struggled. Cook was. Cook was okay. His minutes. He didn't really hurt us. He helped us defensively with his length at times there. But that's when you're in year 4 and you start building program depth. And you play 9 guys. That's where that depth really helps you. When a couple guys play not very well, and you've got other guys that could come in and help you. That's where having a deep rotation and program depth really helps.
Yeah, no, turnovers, I know that's an area you want to cut down on. Is it? I mean, they didn't press you a lot, but are you happy with that?
I was. Our pregame goal is 8 versus these guys, the way that they defend and kind of the pace of the play that you play at. Occasionally with them, and multiple. A couple of those came late when it turned really messy there in the last 4 minutes, when we had some young guys that we're trying to develop and develop into good players that could help us win. At some point in their career.
Dan, you said before the season that this offense was going to run through Adama. This was a third straight double-double from him. Is that kind of the expectation now, and what does he need to do for you?
Yeah, I mean, he was first. This was not a good game for him. 13 and 15. He missed some point-blank shots that he wishes he could get back. It just wasn't sharp as he normally would be today. That probably should have been a 9 for 14, 19 and 15 game. He missed a lefty layup in the first half. Had the multiple chances under the basket. It just was off a tick. But when you're off a tick and you can still go get 13, 15 and 4 blocks in 24 minutes, you're pretty good. That's the second time that's happened to Phil.
Dan, you mentioned Tyler real quickly, but can you just expand a little on how valuable he's been off the bench, and not just shooting threes, but tip in today and a couple other plays?
Yeah, if you know anything about basketball, like anything, anyone in the country wishes they had a guy like Tyler. I mean, Tyler, with his size, and he's got some positional flexibility, and I think his confidence is growing, and he's doing. It didn't show up necessarily with huge rebounding numbers. But he got in the offensive glass today. He had 3 rebounds, which is, I think progress for Tyler, that way. But he's got the look of a guy that believes in himself right now, and he's just a major weapon. A guy you could play 23 to 25 minutes a game that just stretches the defense, and the other team, Butler put Thompson on him for a stretch today, and their best defender, and that speaks to what our opponents think of Tyler.
What can you say about RJ's ability to draw fouls, especially early in this game? With just 9 total in the game.
RJ's real crafty, obviously. Thompson's a heck of a on-the-ball defender, and he used his aggressiveness against him in the first half there to get him in foul trouble. But RJ's crafty. He's a veteran player. He's played all conference basketball for us the whole year. Anybody else?
Yeah, one more back.
Yeah.
You talked about trying to finish around the rim for your team, but on the flip side, you make it really hard on the other scorer. You dream of the day when they both work together?
Yeah, I do. You feel, especially in here, obviously our rim protection, what we're able to do in terms of affect shots at our end, and then obviously it's frustrating. Tyrese had a couple, Adama had a couple. I think everyone might have had one at the rim. RJ had the one in transition second half. We just have to convert transition better, and then it just kind of, it starts to, you start playing, you get in here, and guys got to be able to be mentally tough and mentally strong and really have the confidence and believe in themselves. You go to the basket, you miss a layup or two, you miss a free throw, your crowd starts to moan or get a little bit uneasy. It then can't snowball and affect the next attempt at the rim. And I think that I just saw some of that today where it just, we can't, top teams are competing for championship, they got to finish the rim. You've got to step to the line and make free throws. And if the guy before you misses it and the crowd gets a little uneasy, and the next guy's got to go in there and dunk the ball.